So, how does it feel to be depressed when you didn't know you were depressed? Because I thought depression was just you're stuck in bed, you don't eat, you don't bathe, and you just kind of exist in a fog. And, well, the existing in a fog part is true for me. But, because I'm autistic, it might manifest differently in autistic people. But, I do have my days where I'm just in bed and don't care. I do have those days sometimes, but usually it's after something really horrific had happened in my household, and then the next day I just can't deal. But because I'm also trapped as a caregiver for my abuser, I don't have the luxury of being able to just stay in bed all day and not ever get up. I have to get up to give him his meds in the mornings, and then mom takes over in the afternoons. But in the mornings, he's my responsibility, and I hate it so much. I hate him. To be honest, to be really 100% honest, I hate him. I do. But anyway, so for me, because I'm autistic, there are routines that I go by, and when I don't do them, I feel even worse than I do. But it's kind of a feeling of just, it's like, I don't care. I don't care. The world is on fire. I don't care. Your hair is on fire. I don't care. Your clothes are on fire. I don't care. I just don't care. um, and it's also rage. But I think the rage is also tied to the anxiety and the trauma. But when I have rage attacks, it's really scary. It's not like a meltdown at all. It's because it's pure anger when that happens. The moment, it's kind of anger and fear, but mostly anger. But I will act really impulsive. Like if I'm in the kitchen and I feel it rising in me, I have to get out of the kitchen because my brain will say, pick up that plate and smash it. And these are plates that have been around my whole life. I don't want to smash those plates. So I will leave the kitchen because if I can't access the plates, I can't smash them. So it's like, it's an act of protection almost. But if I'm talking to somebody and they say something that triggers it off and I leave, they get upset because it's like, what are you running away for? And it's like, I get all these tips for how to manage it, but then when I do them, people react as if I'm causing them some kind of inconvenience. And like, am I not allowed self-care? And that's another one. I feel like I'm not allowed happiness. I'm not allowed to be content. I'm not allowed to be comfortable. I'm not allowed anything good at all. It feels like the entire universe just conspires to destroy anything good I have. So I'm not allowed any kind of happiness or joy or contentment or relaxation or any of that. And when I do get it, it's brief and then it's ripped away. So it's almost like, why bother? Why bother? And it's just not caring to do things. It's like, you got fan fiction that you're working on, but I don't care. Who's going to read it? I posted a couple of fanfics and I don't get comments like I used to do. It used to be people would flock to my stuff, and now I can spam it everywhere and I get almost nothing. So that just reinforces the belief that nobody gives a crap. So why should I? But I don't write about topics that interest most people, so I just try to tell myself that the people that really want to see it will come and see it. But still, it's kind of disheartening. But I don't blame anybody if they don't want to read my stuff. I just, who knows? My stuff may appeal to a very small group of people. And whatever, that's fine. But it's also feeling empty. Just like there's nothing left of me. Like I'm this shell around this bubbly girl that used to exist somewhere 10 years ago, and somehow very slowly she just kind of withered away and is nothing and gone, and I don't know if she'll ever come back. That's what trauma does. It really just kind of encases you in this shell. And you look at your old self, and you can never be that old self. You could just be a new version of that self. There is no old self. It's just who you are now and who you're becoming, I guess. Is that deep, or am I just rambling? But the tiredness is really what gets to me. I'm just tired. I just mentally and physically just exhausted. So like anytime I have to deal with like my dad or something, it's like, oh God, again. And if he's having a day where he's bothering us constantly, that can trigger a rage attack. And the anxiety is just constant hypervigilance. I can't just get into a flow state and enjoy a task because my dad seems to have radar. So as soon as I achieve that flow state, Cindy, I need your help right now. Cindy, come here. And it's like when you were constantly startled out of a flow state, you kind of lose your ability to achieve it. It destroys that safety. Writing used to be my safety, and now I can't even escape into that because of my dad, because of my disabled abuser, okay? I want to just describe what my home situation is like, how toxic it is. If you remember what Chernobyl is, the nuclear power plant in Ukraine, Pripyat, I think it is, the city, it's an exclusion zone. Because of user error, the reactor core melted down. It was a huge disaster. It happened in 1986. I vaguely remember it on the news when I was a kid, but I've learned more about it as an adult. So anyway, you got the elephant's foot, the most toxic thing on the planet, and that's my dad. He's the elephant's foot. Okay, I am the radioactive graphite that was blown out of the reactor when it exploded. When the explosion happened and stuff flew through the roof, there was graphite all over the place. It was highly radioactive. My mom is one of the firefighters who picked up a piece of that graphite, went, oh, what's this? And put it down. 2 minutes later, his hand looked like he'd put it in boiling water, that firefighter. And in a couple days, he was dead of radiation poisoning. Okay, because it just obliterated his DNA and everything else. And that's what radiation does, is it basically destroys your genetic structure. And that's how the toxicity passes around my house. So my dad, the radioactive source, me, the stuff blown off of the radioactive source, and my mom who touches the radioactive stuff and then gets poisoned. So we all just kind of poison each other. And so I feel like I'm the burden, and I'm the problem, and I'm the cause of everything bad that happens in this house, because, I feel like if I could just feel better, it would be better, but I can't feel better. That's the thing with depression, is you want to feel better, and you can't. You physically cannot. There's all these people that go around going, hey, choose happiness, and yeah, that's when you're having just a random bad day. When your brain chemicals are all effed up, it's a different story. And when you say that to somebody that's going through depression, it's really hurtful. So don't. Don't say, oh, just try to be happier. Just accept us as we are in that moment. If we're sad and down, don't be like, just smile, honey. No. That makes it feel so much worse. Don't. I'm tired and I want to stop talking. My brain is telling me stop talking. Nobody cares. Right now, the intrusive thoughts are saying, shut up. Nobody cares. But someone does, because you must if you're watching this. But I want to feel better. And it's just the things that used to work don't anymore. And the really hard part is the suicidal thoughts. But I don't want to go into detail about those because they upset me very much. Even talking about them could make me worse, feel worse. All I'll say is that I would not do it in the house because I would not want my mom to find me. And one of the reasons I don't do it is because I can't put her through that. She lost her mother to suicide. I don't want her to lose me too. And I don't really want to die. I just feel like everything bad in the world happens because I'm in it, and if I wasn't in it, it would all stop. It almost feels like I'm saving the world by death, but I know that's illogical, as Spock would say. That's an illogical thought, but it persists, and that's what makes it hard. I don't think I'll do that. These meds might save my life, but they could also increase those kind of thoughts, so I don't know. I'm scared about that. I just have to wait and see. But depression really sucks, and it's hard, and it's nothing like they make it seem in the movies. And especially when it's brought on by trauma, it's hard. And when you can't escape the source of the trauma, that makes it even worse. And that's where I am. That's life.